Hello and welcome to this short demo. In this demo, what we're going to see is how to install Code Composer Studio, and I'm going to actually install the latest version. I believe it's 12.0, and you have to go to ti.com /tool /cc studio, then click on download tab over here, and then go to download options, and it gives you various options to download for your respective operating system. So now I'm actually going to be using a Linux system to do all my work. So I'm actually going to do this Linux offline or web installer. So I click on this, and I've actually downloaded this, and it's actually on my download folder. Okay, that's the file that I've downloaded. And now I also have to unzip this. So I've actually, opened up with an archive manager or use a tar unzip and unzipped it. And then you would actually get these two files. And then we need to make sure that's our, the second file is our executable file. So we need to actually make sure that that file is executable. So you have to do a change mod or X and then say CCS and make sure that's executable now. So now you can see that can be executed. So then I can type in CCS, okay. And before that, let me just quickly check what's in the README file. That's what it says, and then it says that I now need to execute it. So, yep, just in case, and execute that. Takes a few seconds to do that. Yep, so go ahead, accept this license, and let's see. Yeah, so right, it also is going to be kind of installing some other things. So yeah, so it looks like it actually needs some libraries. So let me quickly go back to it and just double check on what it needs and try to install that. The reason why I'm actually using Linux for this system is later on, when we actually do the wireless sensor networks, then it's basically going to require to actually set up either a VMware so that we can actually display the data. So therefore, we're just going to, make sure that we have Linux and we work with a Linux environment. Okay. Okay, I'm going to give it another run. So what I've actually done is, as you can see there, I got some kind of dependencies. So I actually did type in this particular command, sudo apt install, and then these are the packages that it was actually requiring. So I actually did that. So this information can also be obtained by going to, there was a link at the bottom. So I clicked on that link, and then it says in order to do that, so there you go. You first have to make sure that you do a sudo apt-get update, and then you have to do this and then install it, right? So that's what I did, and hopefully now coming back to the installation, okay, over here, let me just rerun this, and let's see what's happening now. Hopefully I should be able to proceed. Get yes, accept agreement, go to forward. Okay, so now everything looks good. So this one is basically, I'm going to install the TI. That's the location of it. This looks okay. Click on next. So it's actually validating, and then I want to do a custom install, because this is where I want to make sure that I'm going to select what devices I actually need. So this is the CC1352 that we will be using, so we need support for that, and then we need support for the Tiva C. So pretty much these are the two microcontrollers that we need support for, and then the rest of it is not really needed. Okay, so So once you select that, say okay, go forward. Yeah, and then this one, again, this is the default GI debugger and programmer, but if you happen to get other third-party debugger programmers, you can select that, but for now we don't need it. And then there is some warnings on both that they support, and then it's actually basically going to download the files necessary, and then go ahead with the install. So I'm going to actually pause this video, and then I will get back to this video once the downloading is done. So it's actually now still doing the installation, as you can see, and it's actually almost there. And I will actually start the program once the installation is done. So it's almost getting there. So it's trying to create some installation scripts, uninstaller scripts, and I'm actually also trying to see the next thing we need to know is probably get into the folder, which is home folder. We have TI, the CCS version 12, go to CCS, and then go to install scripts, and then you basically have these. So you're supposed to actually, as you can see, that we are supposed to get these this particular thing executed. So that's what actually we're calling this, and this one is going to actually keep put the rules in your the rules.d folder, which pretty much says that it's not trying to, the process here is just not trying to blacklist your board, the TI boards, when you're actually connecting to your Linux system. We want to actually also do create that desktop icon. Okay, we're done with that. Now we go to folder, which is TI, and then the CCS. Then we also have that. We go to install scripts, and there we are. And it does have executable. I'm going to first do install drivers. Okay, it says it has to be run as a root, obviously. Enter the password. Yeah, so there you go. That's been done, and I believe when you do that, it's going to call that, and so everything should be in order. So it's actually placed it, and now we have to just basically reboot the system, and the new rules will take over, and then everything should be fine. And the second thing I want to do is also just quickly check if there are any issues with the Code Composer Studio, because now I have to reboot it before I connect any hardware, but I don't intend to do or connect any hardware or program it at this time. I just want to make sure that the scripts are all okay. So now over here, I might have different workspaces. So I'm actually going to put here, it's a TI workspace version 12, so that I know that's related to my Code Composer Studio. And then other than that, just execute this, and hopefully get our Code Composer Studio up and running. There you go. So that's fine. So let me just quickly run through a quick new project. There you go. I want to say this is my POC simple. I just want to, and just keep it to a new one. I want to actually give an empty project. Yeah, that should be good. So it actually has, okay, I have to figure out the target. I'm going to say TOC, and I'm actually looking at the 123, right? And I'm looking at GH123, GH. Actually, I don't know if I can actually do that here. Okay, 120. Okay, oops. Okay, I cannot enter it, so I have to actually search it. 120 GH 6 p.m. Okay, that's my GH 6 p.m. Yeah, okay. So that is will be my stuff. Yeah, once I do connect the device, then I would actually use this option, which is because the TRC still uses the old version of the debugger. They still have a in-circuit debugger, so that's what I will do. But for now, I'm just going to do a pure simulation and hit finish. And so this will actually create a simple main. So I can just right click on it and just say build project, and it should build. That's what it is. There you go. So you actually did create one, and but this is just a .out file, so we probably need to create a hex file. So we have to go into this and go to properties and go into you know, some advanced options, and then try to give it a command for it to actually create you know, the hex file so that we can download it. So we will actually see that in another tutorial. Thanks for watching.